What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Vintage New Jersey podcast, the show where we dig into New Jersey's past, its personality, and arguments that will never die. Today's question is one that has started more fights at diners, bars, and friend groups more than anything else. Is New Jersey more like New York, or is New Jersey more like Philadelphia? And before anyone gets all up in arms about this, there really is no clean, clear answer. That's the whole point. New Jersey kind of lives in the middle, and that tension is what shapes our personality. So, before we break it down, let's get into the geographical history of it all. In the 1600s, the colony was divided into East and West Jersey. East Jersey was more New York centric. It was tied to people that were, traders, merchants, landowners, all connected to the Manhattan Hudson River areas. Towns grew around the ports, trade routes, and commerce. And that New York influence made those areas become more fast paced, more business minded, and more outward facing. West Jersey, on the other hand, leaned more towards Philly. It was heavily influenced by Quakers, agriculture, and small little river towns along the Delaware River. Life there was more rural, more community focused, and with that all happening, it was more of a Philly economic center. Even after East and West Jersey officially reunited in the early 1700s, that split never really disappeared. It kind of just evolved. The Hudson River, the Hudson people pulled east, and the Delaware River people pulled west. So now we can break this all down. The first uh, case for this argument is the New York case. So if you live in North Jersey, you already know how this argument kind of goes. First off, the proximity. For huge parts of the state, New York isn't just nearby; it's basically daily life. Commuters, commuter trains, buses, tunnels, traffic that ruined your mood before 8 a.m. If you grew up in Bergen, Hudson, Essex, Union, Passaic, Morris counties, the New York gravitational pull is just it's all right there. Then you have the sports teams. What's interesting about this is that North Jersey and New Jersey, New York areas have multiple teams, so kind of waters down the fan base. So you have Yankees, Mets, Giants, Jets, Knicks, Rangers, Brooklyn Nets. So multiple sports teams for the area for multiple sports, and Devils too, if you want to throw that in there. Technically, a lot of these teams do play in New Jersey, which only makes this more confusing. But culturally, those teams are New York. North Jersey basements are filled with Yankees hats, Giants jerseys, MSG ticket stubs, and your Sundays revolve around MetLife. Even if people from New York don't really want to admit that it's all based in New Jersey. The food, however, leans New York as well. You got thin crust pizza, bagels that people swear just like they're from Brooklyn, Jewish delis, Italian bakeries that look like they're straight out of the Bronx or Queens. And let's be honest, a lot of North Jersey pride comes from people saying, I live in Jersey, but we're basically New York. The culture, it's more of a faster pace, more bluntness, and more attitude. People walk faster, talk louder, and have zero patience for nonsense. That New York edge absolutely spills into the North Jersey culture. So if this argument ended here, New Jersey would feel pretty much like a little New York subset, or a borough, but it doesn't. Next up is the Philly case for this argument. If you cross the state, if you go, west, South Jersey, suddenly the vibe changes, even the accents change as well. Philadelphia isn't just nearby; it's home base. There are sports, like I was saying earlier, where North Jersey and New York have multiple teams. Philly and South and West Jersey have just one team for one sport. You have Eagles, Phillies, Flyers, Sixers. On game day, the Wawa parking lots are full of green jerseys, Eagles flags hang, from all the row homes, and people say "Go Birds" like it's a full sentence. And the difference doesn't stop there. Um, Philly fandom isn't just flashy; it's emotional, it's gritty, and it's more personal. You don't casually root for Philly teams; you live and die and suffer with them, good and bad. The food is another big separator. You got hoagies, not subs, cheese steaks, soft pretzels, tomato pie, and tasty cake. South Jersey food culture feels less performative, and more comfort driven. It's about what fills you up and not really what looks good on Instagram or TikTok necessarily. The culture overall, the pace is a little bit slower. The people talk longer, and there's more of like a blue collar pride. Philly influenced Jersey feels, tougher, quieter, and less concerned with their image. It's less we're right next to the city and more of this is who we are. Then you got the trifecta of this argument. It's where I live, Central Jersey. The most New Jersey thing of all is not fitting into either camp, especially in Central. So basically, like Monmouth, Ocean, those counties. One town or one house could cheer for the Eagles, and the one right next door could cheer for the Giants or Jets. One diner sells bagels like North Jersey. The next sells hoagies like South Jersey. You'll meet people who grew up watching Yankees and the Phillies, Giants and the Eagles. Especially Giants Eagles because they play each other twice a year. It sounds insane, but it does happen, and sometimes you even have people rooting for. I like the Phillies, but I also like the Giants. It's just how it is. Central Jersey doesn't really pick a sides; it absorbs both, and somehow that confusion is the most accurate representation of this state. But here's a truth that no one really wants to admit: New Jersey isn't more like New York. It isn't more like Philly. It's more like New Jersey. We borrow New York's, speed and ambition, but then we also borrow Philly's grit and loyalty, and we mix it with something that neither city has. We have, we're suburban, we're industrial, we're shore driven, diner obsessed, and permanently defensive. We complain about traffic, taxes, and development, but the second someone from out of state trash talks us, we are united like one. That constant tug of war between New York and Philly kind of shaped New Jersey into something unique and not just a copy. So, is New Jersey more like New York or is it more like Philly? The real answer is it depends on where you're standing and where you're from, and who you're arguing with. Um, it just like I said earlier, I mean, we're a blend of both cultures, which makes it awesome, and that tension is what makes this state so magical. So if you like this episode and you want to argue some more about it, please like, subscribe, comment, tell us which side you're on. Are you New York, or are you Philly vibe, or you're stuck proudly in the middle? Until next time, this is the Vintage New Jersey podcast. Thank you for listening. Peace.